Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
For those of you that said you were feminist, do you see any inconsistency between saying that you want equality, but you're cool with sending men to run into machine guns to protect your society? Does anyone wrestle with that?
I didn't say I was a feminist.
I'm not going to allow you guys to weasel your way out of Charlie's question here. Those of you who consider yourself feminist, how do you reconcile being a feminist, being for equality, but also not being in favor of women being subject to forced military conscription the same way that men are?
Well, then if I'm not a feminist under your eyes, then that's fine.
Would you acknowledge, though, that that would be a pure equality between men and women?
Yeah. If everyone
So you're not in
got
favor
drafted,
of equality
yeah.
when it doesn't stand to benefit women?
Yeah, but again, I never pushed for 100% equality within feminism. Not
so
every
you only
feminist
want the
believes
equality that benefits women?
No, I want the equality that benefits humanity.
For those of you that said you were...
Hey, what's going on, family? This time from No Picks Podcast.
Hi, I'm Chelsea.
All right, yo. So, Chelsea, based off the clip I just played from TikTok stays giving us good content. What's your thoughts on the women that consider themselves feminists only being feminists when it benefits them?
The crickets. The video.
That shit was wild.
Because that's when I feel like they kind of know they don't really have anywhere to go with what they're arguing.
Right. So I have like a whole philosophy on this whole like women empowerment, women equality shit. My thing is like the dude mentioned, women typically only want to be equal to men in the ways that's most beneficial to them. They don't want to be equal to men, period. They want certain benefits of being equal to men.
Like salary and stuff?
Like salary. They want salary. And I guess, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking of things like, I don't really know when it's better to be a man. I mean, maybe it's just me as a man talking. I
think there's certain job positions that like women are just not really considered.
Right. All right. So give me an example. Like when is being a woman a detriment in society today? In America, I'm not talking about the rest of the world because the rest of the world is kind of crazy. But let's talk about America. So when is it a detriment? When is it a negative thing to be a woman in society today? Professionally, or anyway, or any facet. But I'm just thinking job wise. But I can't think of many things that you know what I mean that systematically oppress women.
Yeah.
I think it's just like the whole feminism thing. The whole feminism thing is really just to like shit on men. Like it's just really shitting on men. It's just being like, yo, men, we hate you, particularly white men, because the world hates white men. Well, not the world. America they just shit on white men right now for whatever reason. I guess because white men had power for so long, and I guess they still do have power, right? And
yeah,
it's just, feminism is just like, yo, fuck white men, but it's like indirectly, it's like putting them in a position to where like they, I don't know, like feel like they're better than white men or whatever the case is. But my thing is like, yo, like y'all really don't want this equality shit that y'all talk about. Let me ask you your personal opinion. Do you think men and women are equal?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, this is rare. I don't hear this that often, right? All right. So do you think? All right. Well, let's dive deeper into that. Do you think?
But it's yeah. Okay.
No, go ahead. What you was about to say?
I just feel like it's like things across the board. Like right. I'm not gonna have the strength that you have.
Right.
So like, to me, that's not equal.
Yes, I 1,000% agree. 1,000% agree. And
like that's just kind of, I feel like the difference with like men's bodies versus women's bodies.
Exactly. Right. Like the reason, like, okay, so I can honestly say this, like, I hate feminism as it's projected in society today, in American society today, in Western society, I should say, because Australia, Britain is the same shit. The reason I hate it is because women are crying this like equality shit, but only in things that they want to do. Like, so when I say that, it's like, okay, women only want equality when it comes to being CEOs. Women only want equality when it comes to, you know, some cushy office job where you can just put your feet up and stay in a, you know, nice air conditioned office all day.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear these same women being like, yo, we want to, or politicians. They want to be fit. They want their percentage of the population represented in government. Right. But you don't hear these same women saying, hey, we want to make up 50% of plumbers. We want to make up 50% of fucking bricklayers. We want to make up 50% of roofers. We want all female, you know, tree removal crews, chopping down trees and shit like that, and digging ditches. You don't hear none of this shit when it comes to women. You only hear, hey, we want this equality stuff when it comes to being CEOs. Because they'll say, because they're quick to point out the numbers when it comes to being like, oh, well, how many women
like
are there?
Higher position.
Right. How many, you know, Fortune 500 CEOs are there that are women? Oh, well, I don't know, like 6% or something like that. It'd be like, okay, that's crazy. But we make up 52% of the population.
Yeah.
So like, but it's like, why aren't y'all having this same energy when it comes to joining the army, getting shot in the face? When it comes to, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to doing the crazy, nasty, dirty jobs, you don't really want equality. You only want equality when it benefits you.
Yeah. However.
Oh, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
It is frustrating though, because in my job, physical therapy,
mm-hmm.
I know for a fact that there were male therapists that got paid more than me.
Okay.
And we had like the same amount of experience. Right. So what's the difference there?
I mean, listen, I'm not saying that it's all fair all around. Now, maybe your situation, listen, maybe there's an HR issue that need to be handled or whatever.
But it's happened more than once.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And I think
I don't take away the fact that there are like unfair things that happen in the world, right? Or in America. So if you guys have the same credentials, y'all doing the same job, and he's getting paid more than you strictly from the fact that he's a man, that's unfair. That's not right. That's wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So I would agree. I would 100% agree with that. But it also goes the other way, right? Have you heard about you know, the wildfires in LA? I think they're over now, but the wildfires that were going on in LA, right? So the chief of the fire department in LA was a they call her like a DEI hire, right? The LA was so, you know, California is a different breed. They're a different breed of motherfuckers, right? So everybody was so excited, like, hey, we got our first openly lesbian, you know, chief. You know, she's out here crushing it. She's crushing it, and she's doing her own thing. She's making sure she hires, you know, people like her. She's making sure she's hiring women and, you know, minorities of color and all that other stuff, right? But the issue is, people were criticizing the LA fire department. They like, yo, y'all motherfuckers ain't doing a good job. Y'all suck. Like, what's going on? Like, people are dying. Like, people are dying that probably shouldn't be dying, right? Yeah. So she had like a press conference, and one of the reporters asked her, they were like, yo, you know, how do you respond to the critics saying that, you know, because of your DEI department, you know, people are less safe, you know what I mean, because of all these wildfires, because, you know, you guys can't do the things that normal firefighters can do, right? Like, yeah. So when I say that, it's like, okay, what do you think? So if you and I were both firefighters, what is something that I can do that you probably can't do?
Probably carry a person.
Right.
I'm going to be struggling with that. I mean, I know that's in their training, but come on. Right. Like,
that's the first thing that comes to mind. Like, yeah, you probably not going to be able to carry. Like, if you're a firefighter.
You're going to be like, Ty over here.
Right. If you're a firefighter and I'm on the second floor of a burning building, you come up there, you see me laying on the ground. Are you going to be able? Are you, Chelsea, going to be able to successfully drag me out that house?
No, I'm sorry. You're going to be.
I'm going to be.
You're going down with that house.
you're gonna leave. You're gonna go home to your family. You're gonna make some lamb. You're gonna do whatever. You're gonna have a fantastic night, right? Like I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna be in the upper room, right? So that being the case, right? So the reporter was like, "Yo, like, you know, what's going on? Your DEI department, whatever." And they can't do the thing. They were like, they were being criticized because the sentiment around the country was like, "Yo, y'all aren't as good at your job as y'all should be."
Yeah.
And her response was crazy. Her response was like, she said, I'm paraphrasing, but she was like, "Well, if you're in a place where if you're a man," she was like, "Well, if you're a grown man, and you're in a place where one of our officers can't get to you, and you're passed out, then you made the wrong move." And this went global. This was like a thing, right? It's like that's your job.
What do you mean made the wrong move?
Basically, she's victim blaming. Basically, like I go in there, I hit some carbon dioxide or whatever it's called. I pass out. I'm 220 pounds. She like, listen, it is what it is. You decided to walk into this carbon monoxide. Fuck it, I'm out of here. Like, and her department shouldn't be blamed for my ridiculous decision to be passed out in the house. So because her officers can't do the job and pick me up and take me out the house, it's my fault for passing out in the house.
How dare you pass out like that?
Insane. Insane.
That's a bit.
And she said this. I'm not just making some shit up. This anybody can Google this. This is a real thing. Like, it's just there are certain jobs. Now, if you're like a physically fit woman and you're out there crushing it and doing it, then you should do it. But you should any person, man or woman or other, should have to meet the physical standards of doing whatever job that they're applying for.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be dumbed down. It shouldn't be, hey, we just going to put a woman in there just because like we like her titties. You should be able to do the job, because if you can't, then people might die. And people were criticizing this police fire chief because they like, yo, people are dying. That shouldn't have. That
Isn't
don't have to die.
Supposed to be part of their training though.
But the problem is, Chelsea, it's like this with all situations. It's police and the army. I'm in the army. I see it all the time. The physical standards are different for men and women.
Oh, well, then it should be the same.
They should be the same because they do the same job, but it's not. And I don't hear feminists being like, yo, this ain't fair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it should be the same, because how are you going to know if you're going to be saving a female or male?
They don't care. Like, I think the goal today in a lot of these situations is more to be, I don't know, like politically correct than to actually save lives. So people die because you and I have different muscle densities. It'll never be, no matter, you could train for the next 10 years of your life and I could just chill and drink beers every fucking day. Do you think you ever going to be able to beat me in a fight?
No,
you're never going to be able to beat me in a fight. Like, it just is what it is. But we have to.
I just don't think it's there. And I know there's women that, work out, kill it. I'm sure there's going to be women that say they can squat or deadlift however many pounds, but like, are you carrying that weight down 4 flights of steps?
Right.
Like, you're doing 3 reps and that's your PR. Like, this is like continually carrying that weight down 4 flights of steps,
right, with
all your equipment on. That's already weighing however much.
Nonsense. But you don't hear about the cry for being equal. Then you damn sure don't hear about it when it comes to family courts. You know what I mean? Because they want their alimony, they want their child support. They ain't fighting that shit. They're gonna be like, listen. They like, okay. Let's when it comes to that shit, like, let's take it easy on the equal shit. Let's relax. Let's pump the brakes on that. But everything else we want to be equal. But when they say everything else, they mean it's like 8 jobs, like CEO, right? Like they want to be CEO, politicians, president, some other office administrative job that makes a stupid amount of money where they could just chill in the office all day. You think you ever seen a chick on Deadliest Catch, that crab show when the motherfuckers be in Alaska.
No. Or in the middle of the fucking ocean in a storm
Yeah.
trying to catch a tuna fish. No. Like, and I would never put myself out there. Like, I'm not watching that show like, oh, that's what I want to do. No, I'm like, those motherfuckers are crazy.
Yeah.
Because that boat's about to overturn.
But you remember the show? Sometimes when you watch the show, sometimes at the end of the episode it'll be like, in love and memory of boat 772, whatever.
Yeah.
The fit, like, these motherfuckers be dying. They die.
know.
They actually die. So
That's why they make so much money.
right, they
Because,
come home.
like, you may not get paid that.
Right.
If you're not coming home, you may not.
They come home. They when the people that do come home, they do it. They all out on sea for like 2-3 months. These motherfuckers
I was gonna say,
like,
and they're gone forever too.
Right.
Like, it's not just like a week. Like,
right.
it is.
These motherfuckers come back with like 80 grand
Yeah.
for 2 months of work, ready to rock. Like, they be like, yo, they make more than what most motherfuckers make the whole year in 2 months. They be sitting there.
Yeah. But you couldn't pay me enough to go out there
No,
in the middle of the ocean
it's crazy.
with freaking storms and waves crashing over the boat for 80 grand. I'm
Listen.
sorry. I'd rather just work 40 hours a week in the office.
So, all right. So let me ask you. So to finish this up, in your opinion, do women really want real equality?
I don't think so.
Okay, I agree.
Because here's the other thing, super quick. Women keep saying they want men as protectors. So if you want equality, then you can protect yourself.
Right. You and I laying in the bed
Like,
together.
you wouldn't look to a man to be a protector, a
Right.
provider.
Listen, I wish I was dealing with a chick that was talking about this. Yo, we 50-50. We're equals. Listen, I'm cool with that shit. I ain't got no problem with that. But I'm going to play that game. So if you and I laying in the bed together, you talking about some we equals. Okay, cool. We laying in the bed together. Somebody break into the kitchen and I hear them rummaging and shit. I'm going to tap you like,
Hey, you
Yo.
better go check that out. Get your
Take care
bat
of
or
you,
gun or whatever. You better go check it out.
take them out.
I'll call
bro.
the cops.
Shit crazy. Anyway.
I think they want to pick and choose when.
Right. Which is a
When
joke.
it-
Which
when
is not real equality. This is the last thing I'm gonna say too. You remember? I'm sure you remember when the war in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia first started a
Kind
couple
of.
years ago, right? It
Yeah,
was like maybe
kinda.
2 years ago, whatever. My unit was cracking the hell up, right? Because there were so many videos that came out. It was on Fox News. It was on other news outlets and shit like that. It was on the internet, on YouTube. Yo, Ukraine, the people in Ukraine, right, were like the transgender people in Ukraine, right? So the women that were born women that are now men in Ukraine legally, right? So it's like Samantha became Sam,
Okay.
and legally I had all the documents changed over before Russia ended up attacking Ukraine, right? So they had a good amount of people that were transgender, right? Women, now they're men. They live their lives as men. They, whatever benefits they think they got as men, whatever, cool. When the fucking war happened, the Ukrainian government was like, listen, all the women and children, get on these trains, get the fuck out of here. We got to fight these people. Here's all the men fighting age. Here's a gun. Throw it in your chest. Go fucking fight. They started giving them some of them guns to the women that turned into men, right? So the transgender men. So now you're legally a man. Here's a gun, Chelsea. Now your name is Charles, right? Here's a gun, Charles. Bang. Go there and go fight. This is the unit that you're reporting to. Go fight. These motherfuckers was pulling out their cell phones and crying, and the shit made national news.
I wouldn't know what the fuck to do.
They were fucking crying like, no. That's not fair. We're not like those kind of men. We're kind of different kind of men. Like, they were not trying to do that.
If you're living your life as a man and you're doing everything else as a man, you got to fight like a man.
They only wanted the ability to, I don't know, wear a dildo when they walk around the streets, something like that. I don't know, bro. Like I don't know what the benefit was, but they were like, listen, we ain't like these motherfuckers over here. Like we weren't born like them. Like we're a little different. So they like it was such a funny thing, particularly in my unit, because we were cracking the fuck up because we saw videos of motherfuckers crying in like during training and shit like that because they were like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that this was gonna happen. Oh, welcome to I don't want
Yeah.
I didn't want to we don't want to do this shit either.
I was
Now
gonna
you
say,
know.
it's not like the rest of the men want to be in this
Right.
war. But here
But
we
they
are.
were like, this is unfair. No, it's fair because you're mean. You and I are equals now. So let's go. You can't
Right.
get on the train with the women and the kids because you're a man now.
Right.
It's funny. It's hilarious, yo. Like it was pretty wild. Anyway, family, let us know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. Chelsea, thank you again for joining me. Till next time.